For the 5th straight season, MotoAmerica returns to Wisconsin, where all 5 of our classes will be challenged by the longest circuit on our calendar. We're here in Elkhart Lake at Road America. I'm Hannah Lopa. Welcome to Inside MotoAmerica. Tucked majestically on the rolling green plains of Wisconsin, a mere hour north of Milwaukee and about 150 miles north of Chicago, sits Elkhart Lake, our home for the Dunlop Championship at Road America. "2019 has seen dominant riding by racers in all 5 classes. Perhaps no one has seen more success on 2 wheels this season than MotoAmerica's rising star Rocco Landers. This 14-year-old has found success yet again here at Road America this weekend. Let's go to Greg and Jason for the call.
Here we go through the chicane. What strategy will play out in the Liqui Junior Cup race? Kevin Olmedo, the 14, has a look over his shoulder to see a whole eyeful of 97 and 69. Here comes Rocco Landers. He's got his race plan. What's he going to do? They fan out as they head down into Canada Corner. Who's going to make it in there first?
Yeah, now Almeida's race knows. He knows, okay, these guys are sitting on the back of me. I've got to run this next section as best as I can and do something. Now I think Dallas Daniels is sitting in the perfect spot if he's able to get this double bike draft, as Rocco has now taken second as they went down into Canada Corner. Now this, you can see, Kevin's, at this point, Kevin, you're sitting duck, so you got to just go as hard as you can at this point.
Kevin Olmedo gets on the gas. Rocco Landers trying to find the draft. Does Dallas Daniels have it? Is his plan working? Landers trying to find that draft. He works it. He's going to go up the hill. He's going to go by. Has Dallas Daniels left it too late? He goes on the outside. Here they come across the line. It's going to be Rocco Landers again.
Double wins on the weekend for you again, Rocco. What do you think was your strategy at the end there? You know, how did you decide when the best time to draft past the other 2 riders was going to be?
Well, the lap before, I had seen that I had a decent speed through the last corner, so going out of that lap, I was like, oh, I'm in 3rd now, so I should maybe sit behind and see what's happening, and then wait till the last minute. And then on the back straight, I was like, oh, I should probably get by Dallas. And then I got on the front straight, and then I was like, I'm going to draft past Kevin now. So got there, but I couldn't do it without all my sponsors. Jeremy Toy, Ninja400R.com, Norton Motorsports, Hot Buddies, Bell Helmets, Dunlop, GP Suspension, Tropics Tile, California Locos, Barnett Clutches and Cables, Keith Code with California Superbike School, Eric and Jody with Lee's Cycle, Dr. Farr Racing, and Mythos Leathers.
Congratulations. Thanks again, Rocco.
Well, he's improving on those interviews, too. He's getting his sponsors in there as well. And, you know, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to get really used to that.
Yeah, great job. What a strategy. And this is what you have to do in the Liqui Junior Cup class. We heard it from Brandon Posh, the 16 champ. It's a learning class, and that's what it's all about. And it's really paying dividends for Rocco Landers right now as the young star that has emerged, winning so far 6 of 5 on the season. Results, 0.092, not 0.095, so a little bit closer margin to victory, but this time over Kevin Olmedo and Dallas Daniels.
And the beat goes on. Rocco Landers has built a 21-point lead over Dallas Daniels. With 5 wins in 6 races, Landers is proof that MotoAmerica has a brilliant future. Our riders spend countless hours with their bikes. If they're not riding, they're tinkering with them. But for most, there is life beyond the track.
My hobbies outside of racing are hanging out with family and friends or riding motocross.
Nah, just play other sports, I guess. That's about it.
Playing soccer, hanging with a friend, you know, going motocross riding, mountain biking.
I surf a lot. I enjoy just kind of being outside, mainly hiking, camping.
I like to go to lots of restaurants, lots of breweries, lots of events and stuff. Shooting guns, camping, boating, jet skiing.
I got into golfing, but I suck at golfing. I mean, obviously I just love riding dirt bikes, and I mean, I ride all the time.
What I like to do for hobbies, off-roading. You know, sometimes I play with my remote control cars.
Outside of racing myself, I do a lot of coaching with people, and I really find fulfillment out of that.
I don't really do too much, but I've got 4 dogs. I mean, that's probably what I spend my most time doing is with them when I'm home, because I'm not home very much.
My hobbies outside of motorsports, not many. You know, I love supermoto. I like just riding beach cruisers, you know, around the beach. Big into mountain biking. I love mountain biking.
I do rock climbing quite a lot. Back in the days, I would be in a competition team, so I have good forearms. They're a bit big for my suit all the time, but yeah, I did some good accomplishment in rock climbing some hard stuff.
In my spare time, I like to you know, work on my house especially.
So I like running a lot for training, gym. I like the cinema, watch a lot of movies.
Hang out with friends, I guess. Talk about motorcycles.
Welcome back to America's National Park of Speed and inside MotoAmerica. With 2 podiums so far this season, 17-year-old Supersport rider Sean Dylan Kelly is racing at Elkhart Lake for the very first time. He was gracious enough to sit down with us and take us turn by turn through Road America.
All right, here we are taking a tour around Road America. Really enjoying this track so far. Definitely a nice flowing track, finally back to what I'm used to, European style. And here we go into turn 1, really fast and flowing corner. We go from 6th gear to 3rd gear, so still a third gear corner really quick. The exit is pretty big, so we have that runoff space. Then it goes downhill here, that we actually shift into 4th, so we get some speed going down here, and then here's corner number 2, going downshifting to 2nd, so also very quick. I like this corner, you know, it feels pretty good to continue with this corner speed. Kind of rough in the middle of the corner, asphalt is so-so. This is where we get the most speed, as it does get downhill coming into turn 5. Lots of speed, we get up to 155 or so on the Suzukis, so very quick, obviously 6th gear. And then this braking zone is really fun, man. It's downhill, slides a lot. It goes into 2nd gear. And then turn number 5 right there actually has really good grip because it has all new asphalt, so really fun. Get a lot of lean out of there. And then exit is also pretty wide. Then this is going up the hill just into turn 6 right here. Just stay on 2nd gear the whole time. That's also really nice. I actually touch elbow without even noticing in corner 6 because of the new asphalt. This is corner 7, really fast corner. Shift into 3rd just before here, and man, this is quick. This is just roll off a little bit just before and then just keep it on it, and then go up to here, 4th gear, downshift into 2nd. Also, you know, new asphalt in this corner right here, corner number 8, and man, I love corners with new asphalt. It feels really good, bike sticks. Suzuki's also on rails, so I'm really happy about that. And then here we go into the carousel. I actually shift into 3rd right before this one. Longest corner I've ever been on, longest corner that exists here. It's actually more fun than I thought. You know, you can carry a lot of lean angle throughout the whole thing, so really fun. And then here we go into the chicane, which stands out in this track since everything else is so big, but this is 1st gear into the left, 1st gear into the right, and then really tight, but it's nice to have this acceleration zone. Also grippy around there, and then this is also I wouldn't call it straightaway, I call it a turn away because it just, you gotta swerve around, but it's still full throttle. You get into 6th gear just before we get here into Canada corner. I actually had a sketchy moment in FP1, 2nd lap. It wasn't too fun, I actually went off, but definitely this is probably the roughest corner of the track in terms of asphalt. And it kind of plays with your mind since it actually is pretty tight at the end, but you still have to, this is all uphill and also very quick. We do this in 3rd gear right here, this turn 13. Blind up top, so it's a little bit sketchy when it comes to vision and playing with the throttle. And then this last corner right here, this is very, very fun. New asphalt too. This is a second gear corner, and very important corner just because this is where we get off to. You know, we get off to the front straight, and then first thing on the front straight is all uphill. So really important to make sure that the tuck in is good right here, and then get up to some good speed. That's a lap of Road America. Hope you guys can enjoy it someday just like me.
For the second consecutive race, our riders face more than one of America's toughest tracks. Mother Nature made Saturday even more challenging as she once again christened MotoAmerica with rain. He gave us a tour. Now it's time for SDK to race Road America for the first time and continue the momentum built from his first career podium at VIR. Let's go to Greg and Jason for the call.
There goes Hayden Gillum as he's able to draft past Bobby Fong.
That's the move he needs to make. He's got to hold it till at least turn number 5 to kind of control the pace.
Bobby gets a big shake, big head shake as they head down into turn 3.
No big deal. What you'll see here is Bobby just squeeze on the gas. He has a look over his shoulder at his teammate, but Bobby's got to get into the tuck. Is this the move Bobby wants to make? He's got to go side
double
by
draft,
side.
double draft for Sean Dillon Kelly. He's going to pull out on the right. Now Hayden Gillum's in a sandwich, and let's see what happens as they get down to the bottom of this hill.
Hold your breath. Here they go.
Sean Dillon Kelly takes a lead.
Oh, and Gillum sideways. SDK will take over the lead for the moment. Up underneath the bridge they go. So much more of this track. And Gillum stuffs him.
And now Bobby Fong's sitting there in third. He's trying to go around the outside of his team, and he can't. Sean Dillon Kelly has put himself in a tremendous spot. Let's see what Bobby does with him. Dillon Kelly gets a big head shake as they come out of turn 8.
So Gillum leading. This is the part that this is the plan. This has got to be it. He's got to lead through this section, put as much daylight between himself and a couple of M4 X-Star Suzukis. SDK desperately trying to get through the carousel as quickly as he can. His teammate Bobby Fong wants to get around him as he sees Hayden Gillum starting to disappear in the distance.
And he's just not, he's trying to go up underneath him, Greg, yep. And Sean Dillon Kelly closes the door, so it's allowing Hayden just to get away just a little bit right now. Now, let's see how this draft works for Bobby Fong. If he can get close enough, both these guys have fast bikes down in this section.
They've got to close the gap on Gillum if they have a shot, because we know if Gillum doesn't allow them to get in the draft, he can hold it. SDK deep into Canada corner. There he goes, the number 40. He's through, he's on the gas. So's Bobby Fong, both of them with a little bit of wheel spin. Hayden Gillum, the gap has closed. Hold your breath. Who's going to have it to the line? Here we go to the final corner. This has been a strong part for Hayden Gillum. Fong trying to go up the inside. That could disrupt the flow. There goes Fong. Takes over second. Look over the shoulder. Here comes Hayden Gillum. Perfectly played. Up the hill he comes. And Hayden Gillum will take victory here at Road America in Supersport Race number 1. Bobby Fong and Sean Dillon Kelly. Fong just set the fastest lap of the race, a 2:19.420. He's done it. He's pulling the pin on this one. Can Bobby keep it nice and tidy on this final lap to navigate 4 miles around Road America in this Supersport race? He's got to do it mistake-free because these two riders are ready to pounce on him.
And Sean Dillon Kelly's going to pass Hayden Gillum down this back straightaway, Greg. Look, as he pulls out to the left of Hayden, he got a really good draft. Got a really good drive and draft. Hayden's probably going to pull it back up underneath him if he can. But Sean Dillon Kelly is so smart. Closes that inside line off a little bit. Bobby is through turn 5 clean. And he's got to be feeling pretty good right now, knowing his speed down through the carousel. If he can get there. There goes Hayden Gillum as he's trying. Yep. I knew he was going to do something in turn 6 to somebody, and he does it to Sean Dillon Kelly. So now he is going to be trying to do his best to run down Bobby Fong. It's just going to be really difficult for him to do that now with that gap that you see, and as good as Bobby is through the carousel.
I think in order for Hayden Gillum to even have a chance to win this race, he's going to have to do the fastest lap of the race with only half a track to go. Through the carousel they go. Bobby Fong has been so strong.
Bobby gets a little bit out of the seat, and Hayden's going to see that, but it's just The gap right now is just a little too big, so he's not. That's the first spot. You can see Bobby even went in there a little bit tight, just in case Hayden had any ideas, but now he gets onto another one of these straightaways, which is going to give him some confidence.
Fong using his big bike experience, picks the thing up on the meat of the tire and drives his Suzuki down another beautiful part of this racetrack.
The only spot break now is the last corner, and Hayden just isn't quite close enough. He's going to do everything he can to break up to the back of him, and you can see Sean Dillon Kelly in deep as well into Canada corner. Sean Dillon Kelly still has his sights set on a Suzuki 1-2 here, and he's close enough to Hayden right now as they go through turn 13.
Bobby Fong with a masterful performance. Can he get it through the final corner? Fong to the apex. He'll twist the grip, get it upright. He moves way over to the right side. Here he comes up the front straightaway. Bobby Fong in the draft is Sean Dillon Kelly, and it'll be Bobby Fong, SDK, and Hayden Gillum. And Sean Dillon Kelly set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, a 2:19.041 for the 17-year-old. Take another look at the finish. Obviously Fong, but it's SDK who got that nice draft. And there's that margin. By the way, just for anyone who's interested, that is 22 hundredths of a second, so .022 was SDK over Gillum.
Great shot of the M4 team. They were standing on the line. They were standing on the line watching to see who would get across there first.
And when you have two riders in the field that finish 1-2, can't beat that with a stick. Here's a look at those results. It's Bobby Fong over SDK, and then you have Hayden Gillum. PJ Jacobson in fourth.
Sean Dillon Kelly, as a result of his 2 podium finishes, climbs to 4th on the Supersport Championship points list. SDK has to keep up his podium streak to catch Hayden Gillum and Bobby Fong, who sit 1-2 in the points standings. The other huge story is Tony Elias and how his greatness keeps shining on and off the track. For Tony Elias, 2019 has been a magical year. His success far exceeds being 6 for 6 on the podium over 3 MotoAmerica races. Elias has thrown out the first pitch in Buffalo. He celebrated the birth of his first child in more ways than one. He's even dabbling in new endeavors. When we return, Tony and I spend the day at the Dunlop factory to discuss his epic last 6 months. I'm here with Superbike champion Tony Elias, and today we are here in Buffalo, New York at the Dunlop manufacturing facility. Tony, what are we going to be doing today?
We'll make a special tire for a special friend.
All right, let's get to it. Right now, Tony is starting stage 1 of the tire building process for a motorcycle tire. This is commonly referred to as the carcass of the tire, and this is where the bead, which is the interliner that delivers air retention to the tire, and the sidewall come together.
Here I am building the tires for the next race for all my rivals. I will make a little hole.
Thank you very much. All right, now I am going to be completing the second stage of the building process, and this is where we apply the Kevlar to help strengthen the tire and the tread. Now the carcass of the tire is placed on this here, which is called a deck, to ensure the correct tire design is delivered. That's cool. All right, so this is the Kevlar application process. Now this part of the tire building process is top secret. Dunlop won't let you see that, but this is where they apply the tread. Let's do it. That completes stage number 2 of building a Dunlop motorcycle tire, and this green tire is ready to go to curing. Now curing is the third and final stage of the tire building process. Let's look at building a tire like baking a cake. All of the ingredients have come together and now it's time to put it in the oven. So this is the process where the tire is cooked and vulcanization occurs at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Vulcanization is going to give the tire strength and durability. This is where the tire takes the final shape of the mold. It endures up to 300 psi of pressure and takes about 10 to 20 minutes in the mold based on the tire size and style. We're here at the final finishing inspection area. 100% of all Dunlop motorcycle tires end up right here. This is where each and every tire is visually inspected by a trained quality inspector. So what did you think of your first tire building experience? Did you like it?
It was nice. It was amazing. I love it.
I didn't realize how much goes into it. You think they'll let you take that tire and bring it to the track? Maybe you can race on it.
No, that's not a good idea.
No, why not? I think you did a good job.
I mistake when I was cutting the tire. Wasn't good.
So it's not as easy as it looks.
Better.
Huh? Maybe just stick to racing.
Better cancel it, yes.
Though he may show signs of weakness in the world of tire making, Tony Elias will be great on or off the track, as proven by 27 career wins in 4 seasons. Let's go to Greg and Jason for the call.
So here we go, final lap of competition, EBC Brakes Superbike Race number 1 from Road America. Tony Elias leading his teammate Josh Herron, who's led most of this race in this competition. Cameron Beaubier in the points trying to get back to it. So this is Josh Herron's opportunity. Good drive out of turn 3, Jay.
You think it pays off to get through those slow corners good? Look at Josh Herron right there. He's able to go right past Tony. Tony's going to turn it right back to the inside as they go down into turn 6. And that's a move these guys should know is coming from him. Their Yosh bikes get really close. And that is going to mess up Josh Herron's race right there.
Wow, I can't believe he didn't crash that one.
And Garrett Gerloff goes up underneath as well. And now Herron's going to come firing back, I promise. Look, he gets right back. Garrett Gerloff stuffs it back up underneath him as they go down now. The run down to turn 8.
It looked like maybe Herron missed a shift on that one, just didn't get the drive. So this is it. Can Cameron Beaubier do something with Tony Elias? I mean, Jay, there's not enough racetrack left because Tony's bike is so fast.
Well, Cameron's going to take a shot. You know that's going to happen. And let's not forget where we were 12 months ago when these two guys were getting ready to go off into Canada Corner. They got obviously very close on another last lap race of the race. So Cameron's just been fighting the whole time, trying to get there, trying to stay there. And I don't think he's close enough, Greg, to do anything with him here.
Nah, he spun coming out of there. Tony got a great drive. So if Cameron has an opportunity, it's got to be one of two places. I don't think that the way that the Yamaha's set up at the moment that he's got an opportunity. That's Cameron going sideways into Canada Corner.
Wow.
And
Josh Herron, he tried to take the big shot at Garrett Gerloff.
Wow.
And wasn't going to get there. And Cameron's trying his best to try to do something with Tony in this last corner. That was his plan. And now he's just opening up the radius of that corner to try to get the drive. You can see he's got the drive. Let's see if he's got the horsepower.
Cameron Beaubier behind the bubble, but Tony Elias with a crazy good drive takes Suzuki horsepower to the finish line and will win race number 1 of the EBC Brakes Superbike class here at Road America.
Tremendous race. Really, really good race there.
Fastest lap of the race done by Cameron Beaubier chasing Tony Elias, but Elias able to do the fastest lap of his race and Garrett Gerloff as well. What a heartbreak for Josh Herron fans. He raced his brains out, did everything he could, but it was just not enough, and he'll just be off the podium by a couple seconds. So it's Tony Elias, Cameron Beaubier, and Garrett Gerloff.
And I can see this, you know, and it was only a matter of time. And I'll tell you right now, if you're going to pass Tony, you better block the inside. I don't even know. I mean, I'm saying it. I'm sure everybody can hear me saying it, but we got to block it. But that said, Josh rode a tremendous race. Tony rode a tremendous race, but you can see there's some hostilities. Herron's just reaching out to him now. He's congratulating him, so that's good.
All right.
And, you know, Josh is smart. He's going to know. He's got thumbs up. He knows. And these two entertain us.
All right, let's get down to Hannah with our race winner.
Tony, I'm sure everyone is dying to know. Let's hear it from your side of the story. What was that battle with you and Josh? What happened there? And do you think you're going to return to the truck to an angry teammate?
I don't know. At the beginning, he helped me a lot for the first 5 laps. Was a very tricky conditions. But then we start to battling, especially the last 5 laps when we know the first one who passed in the line in case of red flag was the one who won the race. So everyone who was playing his own strategy, so he was very strong on the brakes, but me too. So he played his strategy, I play mine. What I did in the last lap, he did it before. So we are equal. I can understand he's a little bit angry. That's what he showed me when we finished the race, but I said, no, it's not like this. We are playing the same game. We did the same game. We did the same things. So, okay, you can be frustrated. You finish out of the podium, I understand. But I didn't make anything wrong, so I'm playing hard. I always play like this, and I wanted to win this race, and we did it. So, very happy. Thanks to my team. They working really good in every condition. We keep that consistency in the championship, so let's keep like this. And I hope, I know he's a good rider, so I hope we 1-2 on the podium. I don't care if I'm, of course I want to win, but if it's 1-2 for Suzuki, it's perfect, so let's see.
Thank you, Tony.
Here's a look at the results, Jason. It's Tony Cam Garrett, and then Josh Herron just out 2.8 seconds. Heartbreaker on that one. Matthew Skultz in 5th place. Cam Peterson, absolutely fantastic run. We'll find out what happened to JD Beach as well. Jake Gagne and then David Anthony continues in the top 10.
Siebken's Stop-In Tavern is internationally known as the best bar on the racing circuit. Recently celebrating 100 years in business and a front row seat to hear the best racing tales of Road America. Don't go anywhere. Inside MotoAmerica will be right back. Legend has it that the Potawatomi Indians, the original tribe of this area, called the lake Great Elkhart Lake, and the name has remained. Besides being hometown to Road America, as the center of the village, Elkhart Lake's famous rescued and restored depot stands as a reminder of the town's history and what made the village a first-class resort destination. Officially, the population is listed at just over 1,100 people, but on race weekends and holidays, that number becomes more than 100 times that. In 2 weeks, MotoAmerica heads west to the desert of Utah, followed by 2 races in the state of California at Laguna Seca and then Sonoma. 2 weeks later, all 5 classes are in Pittsburgh, then New Jersey, followed by the season-ending event in Birmingham, Alabama. Inside MotoAmerica will be there to help bring you closer to our riders and tell you their great journeys on and off the track. Chris Parrish remains on top of the Twins Class Championship point standings, but the championship has tightened at the top with only 6 points separating Chris with 4th place Curtis Murray. When your neighbor decides to put junk in the front yard to sell, or when you crash and parts from your motorcycle are strewn all over the track, that's a yard sale. Welcome back to America's National Park of Speed and Inside MotoAmerica. Racing is championed by a single rider, but anyone who's been around our series knows that MotoAmerica is truly a team sport. To better paint these unknown players in the paddock, here's Inside MotoAmerica's The Crew.
Hi, I'm Melissa Paris. I'm the team owner for MP13 Racing, and I'm also a racer and the crew chief, wife of one of the other racers, and mom to a future racer. A day at the racetrack is usually pretty hectic. It starts at whatever ungodly hour my child wakes me up at, usually by punching me in the face or screaming for food. And then it's usually trying to sneak out of the RV, and it's straight to work, getting bikes ready to be on track, whether that means running tires or fueling bikes or setting up pit lane or running my own helmets to arrive. And in between all of that, I've got to make sure I'm ready for my own sessions on track. Running a small team is a really big challenge because you have to wear a lot of hats. So, you know, when we're away from the racetrack, I'm trying to contact sponsors or hopeful potential sponsors, trying to figure out how we're gonna literally put fuel in the truck to make it to the next race. It's nice because I have control over everything, but at the same time, a lot of responsibility rests on me. To be able to transition from maybe sending a proposal to a future sponsor to booking flights for our helpers, it's a lot, and you have to be able to switch gears really quickly. So it's a big challenge, but I just think that's kind of the life of being a small team owner, and you're always hoping you'll find that extra support. And this weekend we've got Tony here. She's helping us out, because at the last round it was just me and it was chaos. So being able to have extra set of hands to help us out is it's huge.
My name is Tony Jimenez. I am team mechanic for MP13 Racing. My main job is to be Melissa Paris's stress reliever. She has a lot of responsibilities, leading her own team, riding the bike. She's got to worry about Josh also. So I worry about the tires, make sure that the bike is fueled, make sure everything is ready to go and safe and operable before they go out on track. I don't know if I really have a goal in particular being here and working for MP13 Racing. Of course I want to...
Your goal better be being a mechanic for a team that wins some races.
Well, yes. So I want to be a mechanic for the team that wins the races, MP13. We're going to get a championship this year. But I live for this stuff. I eat, sleep, breathe motorcycles, and for me to be out here, like I said, side by side rubbing elbows with Josh Hayes and Melissa Paris, actually wrenching on the bikes, I'm living a dream right now. It's just an ultimate treat for me.
I got into this sport because I like riding motorcycles. Anyone who's done it knows it's just addictive, and you have a passion for it, and you just want to find whatever way you can to keep going. And you know, I've been racing professionally for the past 10 years. Suddenly I find myself moving into this new role, and I'm loving it just as much. It's just as much fun for me to be able to work on the technical aspects and try and build a good bike or work on a good bike or do what it takes to make a bike that can be on the top step of the podium. And it's crazy for me to see like how satisfying that is. It seems like from the time I wake up until I finally lay down at night, there's not really a single moment of rest, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Being able to find a way to stay in this sport for a long time and just avoid growing up and getting a real job is basically, I mean, it's my dream, and I'm so stoked to be here doing it.
More action from Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin when we return. Welcome back to America's National Park of Speed and inside MotoAmerica. In the Stock 1000 class, Stefano Mesa jumps from third to first in standings with a win here at Road America. Andrew Lee stays in second with another podium, and Michael Gilbert dropped to third while Travis Wyman stays in fourth, even though both of them did not finish the race. For our riders and their teams to consistently make the podium, they're constantly chasing technology. In this week's piece, we take a closer look at how one team helped improve a brand.
Hayes is interested in being in the performance motorcycle market. They were the sole supplier of Harley for a long time. They make more motorcycle brakes in the heavyweight market than anybody else. The performance side needed a little bit of improvement and testing and even market presentation to make people aware of the brand. The part everybody focuses on with a superbike tends to be motors. Everybody's interested in an engine going fast, and these bikes go fast. So the BMW is exceptional. It just takes very few modifications on our part to make it the fastest bike out here, which we were yesterday on our own. The hard part is actually getting it to handle and slow down, so people don't realize we're on the brakes more than we're on the throttle. The motorcycles accelerate so hard that we're probably on the brakes 35% of the time on most racetracks. So that's been the interesting challenge with the Hayes, is to get the feel and the performance so that they're class leading And we've done joint co-development with BMW on this, tracks here and tracks in Europe. And we've got the product so that it exceeds the other competitors' performance.
BMW is a huge name. I mean, everybody knows BMW, right? Especially even if you're a motorcycle racer or not, you know, cars and motorcycles. And we got a little bit of a smaller truck, a little bit of a smaller crew than most, but I think these guys focus on the essentials and focus on what's important. And sometimes it's not all the flashy stuff that you see or the big trucks or all that stuff. They focus on what matters, right? And that's getting the bike to perform and do what we want to do and be involved with the people that are going to help with that priority, which is just making the bike go as best we can and using the best products and companies and getting the best support and the smartest people and getting that development going.
Well, the relationship with Scheibe Racing has been awesome. The ability to test our product and give credibility to our product has been really valuable, particularly for our relationship with BMW. They want that credibility known, and so the idea of putting a product in the race circuit is really valuable to us. By the way, it's not the only race circuit we're engaged in. In the snowmobile space, we're the premium used in the snowmobile market space too, which is as challenging or more challenging than the motorcycle space.
Literally, when we were finishing the development of the caliper itself for Hayes, we came from the snowcross environment where we did some of the testing, and then we went to the Milwaukee BMW dealership, literally, and purchased a street bike. So we took the street bike and converted it to a race bike. That's what you see behind us. We have 2 race bikes purchased from the Milwaukee BMW dealership. The engine's been incredible, the bike's incredible, and the support is available, and it all works very well.
I'd say that Harley-Davidson was a great opportunity to learn what it meant to work with a very complex OEM, an original equipment manufacturer, especially in the motorcycle space, and what it took to develop a product that met their standards.
So of course it's exciting to be out here with friends and family and working with other technical people to achieve our results out here. That's fun. I like being in the paddock. It's exciting. I've been doing this a long time. But what's even more rewarding is to have the results of your effort being worldwide distribution and enjoyment.
When I came in this year, I was really pleasantly surprised to see how well the Hayes brakes have worked, and I know now firsthand I get to see how hard everybody's working on all the stuff and seeing it to move forward and seeing it to come to fruition and seeing it right there on one of those beautiful bikes is really cool.
MotoAmerica gives us the opportunity to truly test technologies, use technologies in the toughest applications. We've already begun the development of a rear caliper and the rotors to match with the X32, which is the product that you're seeing on the BMW and in the race circuit today. We've also begun the development of a revolutionary new master cylinder, and we're taking that same technology and applying that in other marketplaces too.
Gagne will again be starting on the 4th row in the 11th spot on the grid. A tough climb through a star-filled field to catch race number 1 winner, Tony Elias. In his 4th season with MotoAmerica, Elias's 28 wins leaves him tied for 5th on the EBC Brakes Superbike all-time win list. Elias has a lot of work left to catch Matt Mladen, who has an incredible 82 Superbike wins. When we return, race number 2 of the EBC Brakes Superbikes. Welcome back to America's National Park of Speed and inside MotoAmerica. Let's get to race number 2.
Well, timing and scoring has it as Herron coming across the line. That time at 2:12.5, but Tony knows if he's got a chance, he's got to do this.
Yep, and that's what he has to do. Now see if Josh turns it back up underneath him. Nope, Tony gets the pace slowed down. See if Herron takes a shot as they come down into turn 3.
He's got to try to block him. No, that would have been the move. That would have been pretty hairy. But Tony's got to try to squeeze on. Look at the corner speed of Herron. Can he get on the gas? Oh, a good one by Tony.
Yeah, but it kind of looked like Josh had to kind of get out of the throttle just a little bit. And look where Tony is. He's all the way on the left. If you're going to pass him, you got to go down the outside. And let's see how tight he is when they get down to the bottom. He's keeping it mid-track. See, that's how you close a line right there, Greg. So now, Herron knows he's going to have to do this somewhere else. And I feel that he's still in a very good position as Josh, even as they come out of that last corner, because Tony goes into the last corner so tight, Herron should be able to run some corner speed through there. But now he's got to worry about Cameron, because with Tony running kind of tight defensive lines, it's going to get them all closer together. He's got to worry about seeing a blue bike go up underneath him. Now, Herron did a good job here as well.
So Tony Elias, did he play it right? Josh Herrin, does he feel like he can draft past Tony before the finish line? Look at Herrin, he's going down to no man's land. It can be pretty dirty out there, pretty dangerous, but he's trying to roll through it. He's going to take a shot at him into the chicane.
He is going to take a shot at him. You're not lying, Greg. Let's see if he can do that. And he does. He gets by him as they go into the chicane. Now, if he can just control it here and get as good a drive out of here as he did last lap, Greg.
Wow.
And there you go. Tony Wheely's coming out of there. So it's not going to happen down in Canada Corner. So Josh has done exactly what I thought he needed to do through that chicane. Meanwhile, Cameron's just got the bike sideways. You see him out of turn 8, how sideways he got. Good for Josh. Runs a nice defensive tight line into Canada Corner, and he gets out of there pretty nicely. Now, this is where he's got to try to make it to where Tony doesn't go up underneath him. I want to see if Josh closes up. If Cameron Beaubier is trying to look up underneath Tony right now, that could be what helps Josh Herrin. Here, Tony goes down.
Your championship points leader locked up the front, and down he goes. To the start-finish line we come. It's going to be Josh Herrin. He comes up to the top of the hill. And what a last corner, last lap victory for Josh Herrin. Cameron Beaubier will finish second. Tony Elias is losing points by the moment as Garrett Gerloff comes across the line third. JD Beach in fourth, Skultz in fifth.
Oh, he's not. It broke the right handlebar off. He got the bike started, and it's still running.
Oh, for Tony Elias.
And that was a perfect last lap by Josh Herrin. I thought he was defensive in the right spots. He was important to get out of the spots together, and that's just simply an error. Cameron Beaubier went up underneath Tony, and Tony just locked the front brake up just a little bit, and that's devastating for him in the championship. Remember, Greg, last year he came in here with a big points lead. It looked like his lead was going to be bigger this year. That's going to be a hard one. You can see Cameron Beaubier has made the decision. He's going to go up underneath, and you're going to see Tony just rolling in and just locks that front brake up, and we see this happen to the best of the best riders in the world, and today caught out Tony Elias.
Wow, 29 points. 29 points heading into today for Tony Elias. So he's still going to have the championship points lead, but it's only going to be 9.
And guess what else it does? It gives Josh Herrin 25 important points, so he's going to close up as well. We've seen him get some struggles, but today he rode very, very, very well.
What an impressive race by Josh Herrin. The California native out of Georgia and California has done the business here at Road America. Well-played strategy. He fought back in the exact spot he needed. A replay of Tony Elias, the onboard, just asked too much of that front Dunlop tire, locked it up, couldn't get it started. And Tony Elias.
He was the first one to put his hand up, too. Well, Tony, and you can see, I think that helmet was going for a ride possibly, but anyways, yeah, good for Josh Herrin. He really rode well today. It was a little bit of the Josh that we saw at Coda, I think. He just rode very intelligently. Cameron Beaubier, he just did everything he possibly could do. He's going to feel good about, I think he's going to feel as good as he can about second place.
Tony Elias introducing his helmet to the fence in frustration. And that moment will pass for Tony. But it's going to be Josh Herrin, Cameron Beaubier, Garrett Gerloff with another podium. All right, let's get down to Hannah, who has a very happy Josh Herrin.
So after the events that transpired yesterday, you got to be feeling pretty good and a huge sense of redemption right now with a win today.
Yeah, for sure. First and foremost, it's a bummer to see Tony go down. I didn't know that he went down until I saw the TV on the cool-off lap, so it's a bummer for sure. I know what he was thinking was that he had to get a run on us because our bike was moving good today, but I just felt good getting in the tuck and felt comfortable. He was running a really good pace. I didn't want to go by him early in the race. I just pulled out of the draft to get on the side of him instead of being right on his wheel, and he rolled off thinking I was trying to race with him, but I was comfortable just sitting behind him, and I dropped off the pace a little bit for a couple laps just because I wasn't used to doing the pace by myself. But then once I picked it up by myself at the end, starting to feel comfortable. The Yoshimura Suzuki's a rocket ship. I've been telling people on social media all year that thing's fast as hell, and no one wants to believe me, but maybe they believe me now.
After 4 rounds, here are the standings for our EBC Brakes Superbike class. Although he didn't finish race number 2, Tony Elias still leads by 9 points over Cameron Beaubier. Garrett Gerloff jumps ahead of JD Beach into 3rd, while JD drops to 4th. With the win in race 2, Josh Herrin moves up a spot and is only 8 points off of 3rd place. In 2 weeks, Inside MotoAmerica heads west to the dry desert beds of Utah. All 5 classes will be challenged not only by this 2.2-mile road course, but the extreme arid heat. Check your local listings for airtimes on the NBC Sports Network. I'm Hannah Lopa, and for the rest of our Inside MotoAmerica team, thanks for joining us here at Road America. We'll see you in 2 weeks in Utah.